Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and welcome back to another World of Tanks replay video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at some games that I played in the Jadgpanther Tier 7 German tank destroyer. Good machine. I've got a review of this on my channel. I almost ended up keeping this, but not quite. It's very, very close. I think it would be easy to say this is the best non-premium Tier 7 tank destroyer that I've played. Probably, I don't know, followed by one of the Americans, I'm not sure which one. Anyway, this is a Tier 8 match, and we are here on Jadgpanther. This first game is going to be a bit on the campy side. It's not the most exciting game in the world. I've saved the more exciting stuff for later on in the video. This game, as I say, is going to be kinda campy. And we're basically just going to be doing a stereotypical tank destroyer thing and sniping all of the bad guys. This thing, using the 105mm gun. This is the better gun, if you ask me, so that's the gun I'm using. Oh, we managed to track the IS in place. If he's not going to repair that, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, he did. That makes me sad. So far we've put a good few shots into people. One into the Object 252U. This is a Tier 8 match, and that's let's go with a very, very dangerous Tier 8 premium heavy tank. TVP VTU and the IS, of course. So we've done more damage than we have health already just by firing 3 shots. Woot 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 go us. There's the Fire for Effect award. And we got a little bit of assistance damage on tracking that IS as well. Jadgpanther, sorry, living up to its name there, as people, well, camp hurrah. MT25 has managed to push forward on us, which is slightly suboptimal. Seeing if I can shoot the enemy VK, light tanks on this map are quite valuable, so it would be quite nice if we could get a shot of him. No guarantees, of course, but it would be good. OI across in the distance, he's getting shot up quite badly. I don't have a good shot, but I take it anyway because, why not? He's getting pretty badly worked over anyway, so meh. MT25 has died, which makes life slightly easier for us. We now have better shots on the OI, one through the side of the turret, and he is dead. The turret sides of those Japanese heavy tanks tend to be quite well armoured, but generally speaking, if you're in a higher tier tank destroyer, you can still punch your way through that armour. Having a punt there at the IS's turret side, I think it was the side anyway, but no joy. So far we're up to 1300 damage, which is not too bad at all. Fired a good few shots that haven't connected, but when you're playing Snipey McSnipington, that's just something you have to live with, really. Especially with this gun, while the accuracy is pretty decent, the shell velocity isn't the best. In fact, I'm not sure. The 88mm gun might get a better shell velocity. Can't quite recall, but I still think this is the better gun to use on the tank. Going for the IS here, he's at 454 meters, so these shots are, well, they're not exactly likely to hit, but we've only really got his commander's hatch to be firing at. I'm going for them anyway. I've got nothing better to be doing. He says as an FV4202 moves forward, and he might have had a better shot on that fella. Then again, the FV4202's turret, woo, replay bug. If you're not overmatching it, can be a bit of a pain. That tank's actually getting a buff though, for anyone who's not aware. That one through the side of the turret on the IS. Slightly low damage roll, but only by 4, so I'm not going to complain too much. Side of the turret on the FV, nope. No dice, no dice. Scoreline is 3-5. So our team is losing, but it's not catastrophically. Although we have lost the hill. Now this is a bit of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, losing the hill isn't really a situation I would love our team to be in. On the other hand, having lost the hill, these guys, well, if they push up, oh, we finally hit him, but it bounces. If they push forward, there's quite a lot of us with shots on them. So, yeah, with any luck, we'd be able to repel any sort of assault, although, oh no, and the Object 252U is dead, so we don't have to worry about him. That's a rather energetic IS, still managed to fail to do anything to him, which is a little bit annoying. There we go, 341 into him. Fail to get the shot on a shot on the KV3. We get spotted, but our E25 manages to take out that IS. So we're up to just a shade under 2,000 damage done. Scoreline is 6-6. And there you can see, tanks have advanced forwards, they've died, and suddenly the scorelines are all tied. So not a catastrophically bad situation. And 1,970 damage in a Jadgpanther is certainly not bad. You know, if the game were to finish now, I would have had a reasonable impact on it. Just from shooting things, although I would like to do more. That shouldn't come as a massive surprise. That KV3 is getting worked over and is not feeling massively healthy anymore. IS3, is he behind a rock? Yeah, he is. Shame. T69 up on the hill. KV3 is dead. That gives our team a lead for, might be the first time, certainly the first time in a while. And we're just seeing what we can do possibly about this T69. Not a fat lot. VK 2801, no, nothing happening over there either. And don't want to be too aggressive here. If I go out and get spotted, I'm going to be absolutely obliterated. Oh, I've been spotted. Nose. Take that shot clutch at the T69. Managed to put a shot into him. And for some reason, the Prius, the FV4202, has loaded high explosive. And he puts a high explosive round into the front of my tank for 5 whole damage. Oh no, whatever shall I do? Shooting at the front of that Easy 8. First shot just completely whiffs. Second shot bounces. We're going to go for a blind shot here. Entertainingly, that's the one that actually connects and finishes that guy off. Go figure. Sense, it makes all of it, right? Now, should pay attention to ammunition, by the way, here. I've fired quite a few shots so far this match. A fair, reasonable number haven't hit the mark, but I'm down to 8 rounds of armor-piercing ammunition. Carry 5 rounds of high explosive. Ammunition has never really been an issue in this tank before this match, and in fact it wasn't an issue afterwards. It was only this game in which it became a problem. 5 rounds of HE, and possibly wondering wishing I didn't have quite that many, and 5 rounds of APCR. Hello, Mr. IS3, magic side armor. So yeah, FV4202 is still up on that hill. IS3 and VK were last spotted over yonder. E25 out on the field, and that leaves a KV85 somewhere, and the artillery, which of course is artillery, so no surprise he hasn't been spotted yet. Slightly surprised the KV85 hasn't been spotted, but whatever. It's entirely possible he's still at base, or maybe he is just camping like a boss. Don't really want to move too far forward with that FV still up on the hill, because otherwise he'll probably shank me in the side, and that would be bad. Seeing if I can get a shot on the IS3. Nah, doesn't connect. Bit of a shame. Nope, don't reload in time to put another one in, and even if I had, I'm not sure that I've got a direct shot there. Anyway, Scorpion's gone up onto the hill to try and flush out that FV. Scorpion's got full health. Can't remember what the health of the FV was, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. There's the E25. And he gets badly worked over because he was spotted. And E25s really do rely on their camo rating. An E25 without camo is a very, very sad tank, and most likely a very, very dead tank. Does manage to bounce a shot there by the look of it, which is vaguely amusing, but the Scorpion G polishes him off. 2.6k damage now that we have seen, plus at least 1 blind shot to kill that Sherman Easy 8. And he was last spotted for around about 250 health, so we're probably hovering around the 3k damage mark at the moment. IS3 still over there, still trying his shenanigans. There we go. Sounds like we might have tracked that guy in place. Oh, he is not in a good place. He's really not. This is a bad shot. I should be shooting at the turret roof or the engine deck or something like that. The shot I was taking was always going to be eaten by his black hole side armor, so that was just silly. But he's dead nonetheless. Artillery nails our Scorpion, but that leaves the VK, the FV, and the M40, M43 Long Tom artillery piece. 2 rounds of armor-piercing ammunition remain. So, time to go hunting. We should have enough ammunition to see out this battle. I'm not massively concerned about it. And there's the VK. Don't want to shoot our Scorpion buddy, which is why I'm not actually firing there, because I was really nervous about the shell going into the Scorp, and that wouldn't have been helpful. The artilleries take out each other, which is quite entertaining, and that just leaves the FV over here. Our E25 is going to find him, so we should probably put ourselves in a position where we can shoot him. That would be sensible. Unfortunately, he is behind buildings. Fortunately, he has come out from said buildings. And even more fortunately, he is dead. That was the match. So let's go and have a look at the post-game stats. Surprisingly, that was actually good enough for an Ace Tanker award. Fire for Effect, Bruiser, Confederate, and the High Caliber medal. I say surprisingly because, well, generally speaking, you don't get Ace Tankers just by camping at the back of the map. But whatever, who am I to complain? We finished second on our team by experience done behind the friendly Super Pershing, who, with that damage count, presumably got some assistance as well. 3.7k damage done, and 1 kill. 29 shots fired, 29. 17 hit, 12 penetrations. You can see there we only penetrated about 1 shot in 3. 1 hit received, it penetrated. It was only that HE round, it barely even counts. 10 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 of them destroyed, 252 assistance damage. And despite all that nonsense and ammunition costs, we actually made a profit, though it should be... But we should bear in mind that this is with a premium account. Without a premium account, it would only have been a profit of 1700 credits. And some XP in there as well. Kind of a static game, not massively interesting, but whatever. You've seen it now. Let's go and have a look at another one. Here we go with game number 2. We are going from Campy Map number 1 to Campy Map number 2. Going from Kampenovka to Redshire. It's another tier 8 match, so once again we are not top of the feeding chain, if you will. Last match we will be, and you'll get to see what the Jadgpanther can do when it is the big boy in town. But tier 8 match, Redshire, as I mentioned, this is gonna be a little bit campy if memory serves, though I don't think it's as bad as the previous one. Once again though, it's the sort of gameplay you would expect from a tank destroyer. Yeah? So no huge surprises. You are going to, generally speaking, attempt not to be spotted, shoot people from a long way away, voila. Now, if you come over to this hillock over here, and this can be a problem because this hillock lately seems to be getting rather crowded, what you can often do is get shots on people like the AMX 5100 who are attempting to go to the traditional heavy tanks location. That assumes that your team has been competent enough to do a bit of spotting and to spot them before they get to the relative safety of the kind of undulations that you get over there. But assuming that's happened, you can get some good shots towards the enemy, well, predominantly heavy tanks over there, which is great. On this particular occasion, our team hasn't done such a great job of securing the 1 and 2 lines. So there was a Skoda T25, I was a little bit worried about him being, well, behind us. Don't really want to get shot by that guy, and I apologise if you can hear the siren going on in the background. Just a function of where I live. There's a hospital not too far away, and, well, North Kent suffers from North Kentitis. Not going to say any more about it. So, we have got an IS-6 over here. No idea what an IS-6 is doing up on that hill. Using his awesome and legit super sniper Soviet accuracy there to camp and snipe, which I'm sure is the best thing he could possibly be doing with his tank. This KV-85 is being a little bit optimistic with his decisions. Although he does get me spotted and I do take a hit with a high damage roll from a Dicamax there, which is kind of annoying, but these things happen. But I think that Dicamax's gun, does it have 300 or 320 alpha? I think it's 300, in which case that was an even higher damage roll. Jammy little swine. Scoreline is 2-2. 2-2. And hopefully we're going to be able to pull our team into a lead. Now, although this is potentially a campy map, since they made some changes to it, it tends to be less campy than Malinovka. And this replay in turn should also be a bit less campy. So far we've just traded 1 shot for 1 shot, nothing hugely eventful, I guess. Scorpion G ducked back down. It's probably one or of the VKs who's in the capture circle. There we go, VK3601H. Oh, it's both of the VKs. Okay. And I'm spotted again. Don't want to get shot by probably that Dickomax at this point. I imagine he'd still be around. There's also the Scorpion, of course. Don't want to get shot by him either. Really don't want to get shot by him. In fact, he could one-shot me. Wouldn't take too much of a high damage roll at this point just to polish me off. So we do need to be careful about those fellas. IS-6 has moved over yonder. Still has yet to lose a single hit point. All power to him, I guess. And the scoreline is 6-5. We've only put in one shot of damage so far, which is rather underwhelming. Gonna go and see what we can do about this VK. Pew! There we go. There's our first kill. Now we get spotted. Am I gonna get shot by a Scorpion or a Dickomax? Apparently not. Okay, I'm alright with that. IS-6 has gone up into the town, and oh dear, there's a Scorpion. But I have bushes. There we go. Low damage roll, but meh. Let's not worry too much about that. Swedish tank destroyer spotted. Swedish tank destroyer not executed because we low rolled. Although we would have had to high roll to actually kill him, but we take off a lot of his health, and that enables the T-25 pilot to polish him off. Scoreline is 9-8, 9-9, 9-10. This is a fairly close game. Waiting for these guys just to crest over the ridge. I was hoping that shot was going to go through the side of the Tiger II's turret, but it looks like I wasn't quite so lucky. Going for the IS-6, instead we clip the top of someone's house and do a little bit of free repointing. They should be grateful. So we've got an IS-6 and a Tiger II pushing down in front of us, another IS-6 kind of behind us, and it's myself, a T-25 pilot, and a Lorraine 40T. Not ideal, I'm not going to lie. Up to 1200 damage done ourselves so far. Going to see what we can do against this IS-6. This is just good old-fashioned regular armor-piercing ammunition, though we do have the advantage of an elevated position, meaning we're shooting down on the IS-6's upper front plate. And so we negate a lot of the effectiveness of the armor. Our IS-3 is predicting this is a defeat. I'm hoping he's wrong. Of course, time will tell, but I'm hoping he's going to turn out to be wrong. For those of you who've seen enough of my videos, you'll know I show losses as well as victories, so this could go either way. IS-6 has taken a shot. Let's take advantage. Now, we're not going to be able to get him in time. VK bounces on us, which is quite fortunate. We put one into him. Interestingly, both these tanks effectively use the same gun. This short 105. Although it performs better on the Jadgpanther than it does on the VKA. Even though the VK is a tier higher. So, T-25 pilot shoots the VK, VK shoots the pilot, and I shoot the rock. I thought that shot would have done the business, but we're going to keep that guy trapped there because that seems like a sensible thing to do. We want this guy to die. Going for the back of his hull. Side armor on the VK isn't the best, and he is done. IS-6 seems to want to play with me. IS-6 just flubbed his shot. That's his lower front plate, and he eats a 105mm shell to the face. And for some reason he comes forward again, but IS-6 turret sides are made of depleted uranium and hard things, which is a bit unfortunate. So the IS-6 is still alive, so is the other IS-6 and the Dickomax, but so are the three of us. Myself, T-25 pilot, and this Lorraine 40T. Never mind. I spoke too soon. The Lorraine is... not the Lorraine, sorry. The T-25 is dead, but our Lorraine has flanking fire, and I was spotting that IS-6, so he is dead. Dickomax is coming round to do the nasty. He decides better of it. He's got 308 health remaining. My gun does 320 alpha damage, average, with each shot, even firing armor piercing. So he needs to be a bit careful, and the IS-6 doesn't have a huge amount of health remaining. We have been spotted. Oh no, our Lorraine is reloading. 16 more seconds. Dickomax damages my gun. I miss him. Damaged gun kind of makes sense. And these guys, well, they don't seem to quite be able to make up their mind about what they're doing. Lorraine executes the IS-6, and that means I can just basically chase down this Dickomax and kill him, who was firing high explosive for some inexplicable reason. I don't know. Maybe he had his reasons and I was just not privy to them. Either way, he's dead. I'm not. Game is won. Let's have a look at the stats. Here we are then. That was enough for Fire for Effect, Bruiser, Ace Tanker, and this was actually the match in which I got my second mark of excellence on the Jadgpanther. 3,087 damage done, 3 kills, 1,237 base experience, finishing at the top of our team. Our IS-6 had a good game. The Lorraine, he only ended up doing 1,625 damage in the end, which isn't fantastic, but he was alive at the end of the game, and he did manage to kill both of those IS-6s for me, so I'm not complaining too much. He did enough. Commiserations to the enemy Scorpion G. 3.3k damage was not enough to claw his team to a win. 20 shots fired, 14 hits, 10 penetrations for that damage count. Most of the damage was actually from fairly close range, despite it being Redshire. 710 damage blocked by our armour, 479 assistance damage, and a 22,000 credit profit with a premium account. One more game to show you, and this is going to demonstrate what happens when you let the Jadgpanther be the big boy in the match. Here we go then, the last game for this video. A tier 7 match, we are top tier, hallelujah. 4 tier 7s per team. We have got a Comet, IKV-90B, myself in the Jadgpanther, and a T-28 heavy tank concept. The enemies have an Oni, T-29 Comet, and a KV-13. This is a patch 9.17 replay, as the other two were as well, so there's an M5 Stuart on each team. And that shouldn't come as a massive surprise. It's a tier 4 light tank, he just got a bit shafted by the matchmaker in this particular case. Also worth pointing out that the light tanks, tier 6 light tanks, and all the light tanks are of course match made as if they're one tier higher, and it's quite irritating that our Chaffee managed to throw himself into the river of Erlenberg, so that the spirits of Jadgpanther are satiated and the sacrifice has been performed. Everyone was very happy about that. It was definitely what we wanted to see. This is an assault match, so you know it's not going to last too long. And we are on the attacking team, so we kind of have to get a wiggle on, go over there and punch them in the face. We're going to start off doing the standard tank destroyer thing. Don't worry, that's not going to be the entire match. But that's how we're going to start off. So, hopefully people are going to go and do some spotting, we're going to shoot them, and hopefully we're going to win. Doesn't all go exactly according to plan, however. So firstly, spotted out a Wolverine, don't have shots on him, fair enough. HTC is moving forward. Comet back here as well, because Comet things. Got 2 kills. Okay, so we've picked up a Wolverine and an M5 Stuart, but we lost a Chaffee to the waters. That's okay. Doesn't appear to be anyone over here, so we are going to go forwards and be a bit more proactive. We are, at the end of the day, a top tier tank, and the Jadgpanther does have some armour. Now, this is not a heavy tank, obviously, but it does have enough armour to do some bouncing of mid and low tier tanks in particular. And when you're top tier, that means you can definitely take a couple of things on the head. And also, of course, it means that your hit point pool has further to go around. If you're facing guns that hit for, well, we had Scorpions hitting for 490, for example, 2 shots will kill you. But we don't have that in this game. There's a couple of derp guns that, well, we don't know how much they would hit for. I mean, they're derp guns. But apart from that, the biggest gun, apart from the high explosive throwers, the biggest gun available to the enemy is the 105 on the T-29, 320 alpha damage. We just lost our IKV, 90B, so we are down 1 top tier tank. Not a particularly fantastic start, but never mind. Oh, and the scoreline's 3-6. 7. Ah. Well, clearly this whole camping thing isn't working, and oh dear. Jadgpanther gets bored, and we have to attack. This is an assault game. We can't just sit on our laurels and wait for the enemy team to be done goofed. So, we're going to go forward. We put 1 shot into the hull of the T-29. He puts 1 into us. T-29 gets shot by someone else. We put another shot into him. And he bounces that round. We don't bounce ours. No idea why he was angled at quite such an extreme angle, but he is dead. Kill number 1. KV-13 over here. Let's not pop over that ridgeline because that Oni may well wreck our everything. along with whoever else he might have back there. As it turns out, it's a Comet. Our Comet decides he's had enough of this KV-13, and instead of using his 12 degrees of gun depression and the ridgeline just behind him, he instead is going to ram the KV-13. He's still alive and the KV-13 is dead, so I guess I shouldn't criticise too much, but a slightly curious choice. Oni here has unfortunately quite a lot of armour, about 170 something millimeters on the front of that tank. We've penetrated one shot so far, there's another one. It means that he's not a reliable penetration, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. And he's angling his tank. 300, well, that's a low roll, but he's on 34 health now. So that's not the end of the world. T-67 is being quite optimistic. That one probably went in, though he did disappear from view. Comet is also being a little optimistic. We're using the 8 degrees of gun depression here, and we're not waiting around too long to give the enemy something to shoot at. By the way, there's only 3 of us left. Can we pick up this Comet? Yes, we can. Kill number 2. Right. Rather than charging straight across that bridge and getting shot a lot in the face, let's turn around and deal with the people who are coming at us from behind. It's myself and this Chaffee versus a Hellcat Su-8, T-21, T-67 and Su-122A. We can do this. Come on. Right. Let's see what we can find. We've taken one shot from the T-29, and the T-28 heavy tank concept has decided this game's a loss. Well, he can decide whatever he wants. I'm going to try and make it a win. It might work, it might not, but we'll give it a go. We've so far only eaten one shell from the T-29, which isn't too bad. Put a nice big one into the Hell Kitty. And he is trying to flank us. T-29 comes up behind us, but Hellcat doesn't have the best turret traverse in the world. We take one round there from the T-21, put a shot into him, and the enemy Hellcat, despite his marks of excellence, does goofed. And he ends up killing the enemy light tank, who had stopped in front of me and had gotten shot. So, yeah, there's that. Enemy Hellcat is now dead, and that just leaves the 2 artillery. So let's go and find these little scumsuckers. On we go. 2 RT. 4 minutes left, by the way. In an assault game, that's actually more time to play with than I was expecting. But we're going to move up, and here's the thing. Certainly the Su-8 is a relatively fast machine, so I don't know exactly where these artillery are going to be. They could just try and run away if they wanted to, and so I was going to try and cap. Now you can see the T-28 HTC recommending that in chat anyway, but it was what was going through my head regardless. I mean, this is the same guy who wrote this game off as a loss anyway, so meh. Just going to sit in a bush. Kind of obvious position, you could argue, but I figured that let's go with it anyway, because if there's 2 of them left, if one of them comes out to spot us, it's pretty much guarantees we should get the first shot off. And then we wait. One minute, 6 seconds left until this match is over. And I'm just going to let this play at regular speed. And they've started blind firing. Oh, always fun, but let's just be patient. And what I actually do, although I knock some things over doing it, which is a little bit dicey, it's a good idea, but poorly executed. What I was going to do, I was going to go, oh my god, there's the Su-8. I was going to go, dead. I was going to go to the location where the enemy artillery had blind fired on the basis that they rarely shoot the same place twice. As it is, I ended up accidentally knocking some stuff over, and so instead of doing that, I pulled backwards so that if the enemy artillery was looking down in his top-down view, he would see some stuff falling over and assume I was over there when I wasn't. As it was, there was an Su-8 and things changed anyway, and I keep moving at this point because, well, the enemy artillery might have an idea of where I am. Su-122A, and pew, he is dead, and that is the match. Hurrah! And we also cap it out, just for the sake of completeness, just to make damn sure this game's won. So for the last time in this video, let's go and check out the stats for this. That ended up being enough for Ace Tanker, Fighter, Sharpshooter, Shellproof, Fire for Effect, Bruiser, Invader, and high caliber medals, quite a nice slew. We also completed TD mission 8. I think at the time, I can't remember if I was completing it for the first time or for the second time, but we completed it with honours. Only survivor of the entire match, 4,065 damage done, 5 kills, 1,440 base experience, 15 shots fired, 15 hits, 14 penetrations for that damage count. Most of the damage was from pretty close range. 8 shots received, 2 penetrated, 6 did not, all that armour. 1,070 damage blocked by our armour, 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 8 damaged, 5 killed, 559 assistance damage, 100 base capture points, 2.5 kilometers travelled, and with a standard count that was a 22,500 credit profit. Not too shabby at all. All for an 8-minute match. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that little rundown of replays in the Jadgpanther. If you did, then by all means feel free to catch some of my other videos, and or subscribe to my channel, and as ever, I wish you very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao, ciao.